Coming to you from the Black Swan Media Studios, this is Fireside Chats, talking to the real difference makers in the world. Now, here is your host, John Crump.
It is late, and it is a Tuesday being late, but you know what? It's the week before Christmas, so everyone is up. I am wearing my Infinity Gauntlet Christmas t-shirt here. And what we are going to be doing is giving everyone an update on the sanctuary cities and everything else. I see John Voorhees out there.
Hey, John. Hey, James.
T-shirt here, and
looks like I'm alone here, so I'm just going to say hello to everybody. I am getting into the chat here. Chris Shoemaker, how you doing tonight? Like John was talking about, we are talking about the sanctuary counties in the state of Virginia. So far, yes, we got 95 counties in the VA or Virginia 2A sanctuary counties tonight. And John's back.
I am back. I am sorry about that so much. Yeah, we are kind of late tonight. I was supposed to be on John Voorhees' podcast last night, but things didn't go as planned because of some stuff that happened, family stuff and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Joe, I see you out there. John Voorhees, Midnight Rider. Well, it's late, so perfect game, man. But yeah, it's Christmas coming up, so why the hell not? Just to let you know, let me just do some housekeeping before we do this. We are sponsored by Black Swan Tactical. Black Swan Tactical is the home of the No Quarter for Tyrants. We are selling out of t-shirts, hoodies, patches are going like freaking crazy, stickers, everything. The No Quarter for Tyrants stuff. It's amazing. I guess a lot of people want to do it. Right now, Christmas is kind of coming up, but you can still get these pretty easily before Christmas or stickers. The shirts and hoodies, I don't think they're going to arrive before Christmas, but that is the chance you take when you buy them. On Friday or Saturday, one of the 2 days, depending on some other stuff, I am going to be hosting a Christmas show. I'm going to try to get one of the old members of the Patriot News podcast in here, because we used to do a Christmas show, and we're going to be doing some giveaways of patches, hoodies, and some other really cool shit going. And one other thing, you will not be seeing me hold up a firearm in the live stream, and no one else will either, because YouTube has decided that you can have guns in the podcast, but once it hits your hand, the automatic system's going to notify that, and it's just going to stop the stream. It's not going to count against your channel or anything. And the reason why they're doing that is because of the amount of people committing suicides on live streaming on YouTube. And talk to my guys over there, and they are adamant that it's not an anti-gun thing. It's more of the pressure coming on them because so many people are committing suicides on live stream now, which is kind of sad state of affairs. But hey, what can you do? But yep, that is it. Tonight I am joined by our producer Matt Dusk Cowboy. Tomorrow night you will be seeing a video of Matt Dusk Cowboy go up tomorrow morning. Actually, I think it's going up tomorrow morning. Yeah, tell us about the video that is going to go up of you, Matt.
Which one are we talking about? The most recent council meeting, or
the one I got sent by Dave?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know. Which one did I have him send? The last one he edited for me. You got to help me out here. I'm at a loss.
I don't know. He sent me something over yesterday to try to get up.
As far as I'm understanding, the one I had him put up was, dang it, I can't remember. Give me just a second here. I have been scrambling all over the place trying
I
to
haven't
keep.
watched it. I was gonna upload it tonight. Also Nick Torres, Liberty Report Nick over there has a video coming over on the Black Swan Media channel. He's gonna be having a video of a review item that he got. So it can recognize a gun in someone's hand that is quick versus one that's on the wall or something. Yes, they can. They can recognize the gun in your hand in the wall. Basically, it's kind of like the same technology as like facial recognition software, but it recognizes the gun, and once it hits a hand, it can recognize a hand and a gun. And when the algorithm concludes that the hand and gun is together, then boom, yeah, scary technology, right? I think Matt is frozen there.
You know, sort of not.
You're kind
Sorry about that.
there. You go. But
What I was actually doing is trying to see what video I asked Dave to send to you, and I had to do that through my phone.
right. So Matt, let's go ahead. Give us an update. How many counties, sanctuary counties, cities, towns, and municipalities do we have in Virginia as of right now?
Right now, if I remember the exact number, is 95 counties, municipalities in the state of Virginia. That includes a lot of counties that people didn't think would go to a sanctuary, such as Virginia Beach, Norfolk area. They are to a sanctuary. Best of my knowledge, there is only three counties and cities. Unfortunately, Roanoke City, my city, is one of those that are not to a sanctuary, and they have straight up denied it.
My county too, Loudoun County. I know this is Virginia centric, but the nation is watching. And before we get back into the counties that have and have went, I want to make a request. I know there's a lot of militias out there. Lightfoot militia comes to mind, although I think they backed off of it. And other militias out there that want to come and stage some type of military type militia parade. As far as I know, like the big ones in the Patriot movement, the big Patriot groups, 3% originals, AP3 American Patriot 3%, and all that. Yeah, we are. Look who it is, John. Hey, John, can you jump on if we send you a link to jump on with us? But yeah, like the big guys have said, do not come fully kitted out, and yeah, don't come fully kitted out, and that is a good thing. One of the laws that they are trying to pass is basically modification of a bill from the 80s, which banned threatening displays of guns, basically. And they want to expand that to basically stop the type of parade where if it's a screenshot like a police video, I don't know, Midnight Rider. That would be a good question. I would think it probably would, but I don't know. But it's only on live streams. But one of the things that they're trying to ban is military style parades by militia groups. And we are on the cusp of being able to defeat that. We're very close to getting that thrown out. It doesn't have as much of backing as the other bills. So if we actually have, I'll get to that in a minute, Chris Shoemake. If we actually have a military style parade, that's going to flip it right in their wheelhouse, because right now we're saying, that doesn't really happen. It's a stupid bill. Why are you even doing this? It's never going to happen. Why would you do this if it's something that there's no threat? Because they're going to expand it in the future to other things. This is just a way to get it in there. So by people in fully kitted out, and all their battle rattle marching down the street, they're going to be like, that's why we need this bill, and then it's going to pass. So we're asking you, please, please do not make it harder on us. We're actually making progress, and if you kick us in the nuts, it's going to hurt.
And just to go off what John said, or I see a lot of different flags being flown. I see a lot of different groups starting to come together and look like they're starting to go separate ways. This is in Virginia anyway. This is a united effort across all different types of groups. Just not only pro 2A groups, it's across the civil rights group. There's going to be a lot of different races out there, a lot of different religions out there, a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds. So let's unite under what we're fighting for, Virginia flags. Let's unite underneath the American flag, just like the one I got behind me. This is actually my grandfather's flag. He's had it many, many years before he passed away and left it to me. That is what we're trying to do. We're trying to unite. So instead of trying to stand out in the crowd, let's look just like we look every day. Wear what you wear every day, carry what you carry every day.
Yeah, open carry. That's fine. We're talking about on the 20th, by the way.
Yes, we're talking about January 20th, VCDL's Lobby Day, which is where we're going to go to Richmond and present ourselves as we are every day and say, these are the people that you are trying to demonize. And if it's only one person in the full military kit, battle rattle gear, AR-15, I guarantee you it's going to be that one person that is going to be broadcasted across the United States of America. And that one person is going to be the face.
It's going to be the face of the lobby day. We've already seen that over the summer. We had a lobby day, and 99% of the people didn't have battle rattle on. There was a small group that did, and guess what? Those pictures of those people were used in the elections, which is what we're trying to avoid. That's why we're trying to avoid. If you love the Confederate flag, that's awesome. I wouldn't do it because we gotta at the optics. We don't want to give them anything that they can exploit. If you see a bunch of people wearing khakis and polos and stuff, they're not going to be able to exploit that because that's not the image that they want to push. I do want to pick up on a little bit of some of the confirmations and stuff. Chris Shoemaker is asking, is there any confirmation if they're planning on cutting power and communications? That is a rumor. I tracked it down. I have not found anything to say that they are. I found a lot of information to say that there's no plans for that. So I can say with about 99%, 95 to 99% certainty that is a BS thing. I tracked it down to some website. I can't remember what the website is, but it's a conspiracy website that's been wrong on everything else. So there is no communications. They're not going to cut it. There are some weird conspiracy theories about how they're going to jam the ham signals and stuff like that, from AWAC planes and stuff, which, Virginia doesn't, you would need to tap the military to do some of the stuff that people are saying. So no, they are not going to do that. But here's something I did find out that might sound conspiratorial, but it's not. I did find out there is a secret group of about 1,000 cops. I'm not going to say that they're okay with me saying that there's about 1,000 cops, in the thousands of cops that I've already banded together and say that no matter what, they are going to take a stand and defend the Second Amendment. I talked to those guys there, and they are cops, but they wanted that out there. They just don't want their names out there right now.
So in other words, the phrase "back the blue," they're actually back in the Constitution.
Yeah, there's thousands, more than 1,000. I'll say that. I don't want to give out their exact numbers or whatnot, but yeah, they've already banded together. They did threaten to cut funding for 2A friendly towns. They have done that. There is also another bill that says any law enforcement that refuses to enforce the law is basically given the resignation and will be terminated and will not be eligible to work in the state of Virginia for the state of Virginia or any law enforcement municipality or anything in the state of Virginia for 1 year. That is a direct shot across the bow at sheriffs and sheriff's departments and police departments that say they're not going to enforce any unconstitutional gun laws.
Now, I've been asked a lot, mostly last night at our Roanoke City Council meeting, the legality of that. Isn't that directly a tyrant move, a totalitarian government move? Is that actually legal the way the government's set up?
Everything's legal until it's challenged in court.
So that just another show where the which branch is that? The executive branch gets checked by the judicial branch.
Yeah, you would have to sue, and it would have to be sued by someone who actually gets terminated before. You have to have cause. You just can't sue because you don't like a law. You have to have the cause. Yes, the Battle of Athens. I was going to talk about that last night with John Voorhees, but stuff happened just while we were so late tonight. John Pruitt, I would really love to have you on. Are you willing to come on because you represent one of the largest patriot group in Virginia? Let me know. There has been a lot of talk about a lot of different things, but we are asking you, if you are planning to come to Virginia on the 20th on to Richmond, please follow our lead. We want a peaceful protest. We don't want yelling and screaming at each other over there, because one of the things that I have been told, and it's on good authority because I have people who I know that are monitoring groups that are members of groups and that aren't really members. There are different groups that are going to try to incite something.
And now and also I just want to point out, when we say us and we, we're not just talking about 3% United Patriots. We're not just talking about Patriot Movement. The lobby day.
POA, we're not talking about VCDL or any of the other groups that we're members of.
Okay. This is VCDL's lobby day. This is their event, and we are joining them. So
don't freaking hijack their event.
Yeah, it's their event. So let's support them. They are us. They are the 2A community. Those that do not know, VCDL, Virginia Citizens Defense League, in my opinion, is probably one of the best state level pro Second Amendment group there is nationwide. They're very effective, have kept out a lot of anti-gun legislation on the state level, and they go to city councils and board of supervisors meetings all the time. They're active, and they are a great group. We're there to support them. We are there to join up with them. It only costs $20 for a year subscription, by the way. I'm sorry, $25. And so join up, show up, dress as you do every day. It might be a little warm or a little cold, so wear a jacket and carry what you carry every day. We're there to support them when they support us.
There is a caveat to that.
A what?
A caveat.
You lost me there. Oh, and look like I lost you completely, John.
No, I clicked on the wrong thing. There is a caveat to carrying what you carry. In Richmond, there is a statute that says you cannot carry more than 20 rounds in your firearm. most firearms don't, but if you have like a 21 round mag or whatnot, a 22 round mag for your Glock, and that's what you carry, don't carry that or you will be arrested. And they are going to be looking for that. I know that the authorities are probably going to have some type of undercover cops there as well. But I am being told by very, very good sources that some of the anti-gun groups, it's not Moms Demand Action or anything like that, but they're not even really anti-gun groups. They are leftist groups, not Antifa or anything like that, but like well-funded leftist groups that are going to try to get us to pop off and do something stupid. I'm not talking about shooting. I'm talking about like, throw a punch or something like that. So don't let yourself be baited in.
Stand united, come in groups and leave in groups.
Yeah. It seems like we're going to be doing another one of these shows when it gets closer to lobby day, but I wanted to do a show like this right now so you can make your plans.
All right. Well, as far as the 2A sanctuary movement, we had, I think it was 2 counties tonight, Prince Williams and Franklin County. Both of them officially are yays across the board.
So does that bring us 97?
No, I don't know. It's so hard to keep up.
I think we had 95 before tonight, so I think that would be 97.
Okay, that is possible.
Hopefully we can get 100 by the end of the year. I was with a lot of the guys from GOA last night. A lot of the VPs and everything else like that.
So, is there anything that they told you that you can tell us?
No, it's just a Christmas party. But yeah, but they're very happy with what is going on with Virginia, and it's not only just Virginia; it's everywhere. There's going to be a big VA has a small right. There's going to be a big alert go out tomorrow from GOA. But
that's awesome. I know myself. I've been helping out or people from other states like Maryland and Connecticut. They reached out, or I've been put in contact with them, and they're milking all the information I can give them. And their movements are starting up there.
Yeah, but they're starting up in New Jersey.
Yeah.
New Jersey. My friend Russ, he had a great video that he put out. It's on a private site, but I want to download it, rip it, and just throw up with the YouTube because it is amazing.
It is definitely from the heart, and it's definitely all factual. And yes, I agree.
I mean, I think when the left bit off Virginia, they had no idea. Oh, talk about New Jersey. We have somebody from New Jersey.
Yep, there's Nick. How you doing, buddy? Nope, he's in the Facebook chat.
Eric Hughes is saying VA already has a statute on the books about carrying more than 20 rounds in a rifle in public. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that only Richmond?
Yeah. There were some open carry events here in Roanoke City right around May last year, and nothing came of that. So I'm pretty sure that it's just in Richmond.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just in Richmond as well. But don't make carry a rifle. We have Connecticut here. Kermit loves bacon. You win a shirt tonight. You win a hoodie. Pick out which one and let me know, and I'll send it with everything else for you. Georgia has the same pre-filed now. Yeah, Georgia is going to be imagined. But yeah, Bloomberg must be pissed that Virginia isn't rolling over. They've already had to walk back some of the laws. and add like a grandfather clause with the registration. The thing with the registration is that they don't plan to pass a registration that is going to be used to negotiate. People don't realize that what they're throwing out here is to negotiate. We've already moved what they want from, way over to the left and moving it way to the center of gun things. We got to keep up the pressure, and just break them. They're going to pass some gun laws, and we know that, but we have plans to fight those. And if we can fight these and just fight them in the courts and hold them up for 2 years, I believe in 2 years we're going to take back not maybe 1 or 2 houses.
Yep. I know here in Roanoke City, we've had a huge upset, really. The Roanoke City Council, they just basically did not want to even vote on voting about 2A sanctuary. The first meeting, the mayor just spoke up and said, we are to support the Second Amendment. We swore oath to support the Constitution. I don't see why, how, and yada, yada. And the thing is, in the 2020 legislation that they passed that day, it says directly, we will exceed, or with permission from the state, we will exceed all state or gun laws. And some of these gun laws that the state was actually proposing go directly against DC versus Heller. And I brought that up at the meeting last night, saying, you say you already support the Second Amendment, right? And here you go passing legislation and to support the gun laws that are already proposed in the state legislation. And so you're already supporting unconstitutional laws. So how are you supporting your constitutional rights? The GOP chairman here in Roanoke City had an excellent speech as well, where he pointed that out. Matter of fact, last night, all across the country, I've been seeing clips of excellent speakers. Here in Roanoke City, Mr. Maynard Keller, he is a part of Jews for the Preservation of Firearms. And he spoke last night.
I need to talk to that guy, by the way.
Mr. Keller. All right. I actually forgot to mention it to him last night. I'll email him, maybe tonight, maybe first thing in the morning, and see what he says. He had a great speech, and it was based all from the Jewish standpoint, where one of the first things they did, or Hitler did, was for gun registrations and take away guns, and how it devolved, I guess you could say, from there.
You talked to a lady.
I beg your pardon?
You talked to a lady that was a descendant from a Holocaust survivor, remember?
Yes. And I've talked to so many people, and there's just so many stories out there and so many different standpoints on why the Second Amendment needs to be supported and why it should not be infringed. And anytime I think about the Second Amendment, I cannot get out of my head on the DC rally, Gabby. The Second Amendment right is a treasure. And she is an immigrant from Venezuela, I believe.
Venezuela, yeah.
That phrase is just permanently stuck in my head. Anytime I do something for or with others for Second Amendment rights, I wish I had all the time and the capability to go through all the public postings of the council meetings and supervisors meetings and just take these clips and just put them on the air, because they're truly inspirational. Last night, the gentleman, Mr. Jeffries, he came out and said, "I'm scared of guns." But you know what? He these people here, these Second Amendment activists here. They're here speaking from their hearts. They're here bringing the facts. And then he went on telling the council that they're not listening to these people. You choose to ignore these people that are trying to show you, trying to tell you, and you're just sitting up there and ignoring them. And he went on to berate them about how the Roanoke City Council just ignored the constituents on a continuous basis on everything and how they're pushing their own agenda.
Yeah. Kermit Loves Bacon wants to know if we can recall the governor. There is a petition to recall the governor. I think they need 80,000 signatures or something like that. I can't remember the exact number, but they're at like 24,000 as of like yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, that just started not too long ago, like just a couple of weeks ago, when it really started picking up steam. And if I remember right, I think the number is around 200,000. I don't really recall.
And my goodness, he actually joined.
JP, what's going on?
Oh, hold on. I gotta bring this down.
What's going on, my brother?
Did you shave?
Yeah, doing pretty good. I see you got your little dirt bike behind you.
Oh yeah, man, my little putt. Where's it at? Right there.
Putt.
Oh wow! I've never seen you without a beard.
I haven't been without facial hair in probably 15 years.
Wow. Okay,
look at this.
For everyone who doesn't know, who you are looking at right now is John Pruitt. John Pruitt is the leader of 3% United Patriots of Virginia, which is the largest patriot group in Virginia with well over 2,000 members.
That's right. Yeah, we got a couple people.
Yeah, we got a couple people. Yes, we do. And 3UP have been critical. I'm saying this from a GOA standpoint, and getting some of these sanctuary movements passed, getting momentum, getting people to talk to people. When you think of a patriot group, a lot of times you think about guys training out in the woods or whatnot, but that's not what 3UP has did in this case. Why did you decide to say, hey, we're not going to defeat this with, training in the woods with firearms, which still done, but we're gonna attack this on a political way first before we go to that extreme?
Well, I'm a firm believer of, you go to the inkwell before you go to the sheath. That our founders, they had a pretty good idea on how to do things. They sent letter, and they wrote until writing was no longer an option. And I think that it's always a good idea to try to solve your problems without being so brutish, because if it's always a tough guy that's going to solve every problem, then you're kind of dealing with a warlord situation, So I'm a firm believer of diplomacy, but it's like Patrick Swayze said, you be nice until it's time to not be nice.
Yeah, you bring up a good point about the founders writing a bunch of letters. A question I have for you is, what do you think about all these different, well, it looks like a lot of them have walked the back, but certain militia groups, certain patriot groups that are just itching for a fight?
Well, I feel like if all you do is, train, and, you're always running these scenarios and that's all you're focused on, then you're like a kid with a new toy. You're just looking to go out and play with it at any opportunity you can. And I'm not trying to paint every militia group out there in that light or anything like that. But obviously you do have some that...
Most of the big ones have said, no, that's not the way. We're going to do this the diplomatic way before we do anything.
Oh yeah. I'm just trying to, make my outlook on it pretty clear that, I'm not trying to paint everybody with the same brush. But when you train to be a hammer, everything's a nail. And that's kind of what you get. And I've also noticed that, some of the, I want to say some, maybe half to most of the people that are wanting things to really pop off are people that's never really been in the shit before. That me, I've never been in any kind of wartime theater at all, and I don't want to be. So I would like to, if I die never having to fight a war, I will die a happy person. So let you get people out there that think that they want to glorify the situation that I don't think that they've really put too much thought into it.
They think it's going to be like a Call of Duty game, and it's not like a Call of Duty game.
No,
You don't respawn if you get shot.
absolutely not. You're not going to find a health kit laying under a fucking rock. You know, you're going to find your buddy's face.
Yeah, I do like that you stole a line from World War Z.
Oh, which line's that?
When you train to be a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Brad Pitt said that to the doctor when they were flying to Korea.
What can I say? I don't only share the man's good looks, but apparently I share the man's one-liners.
So but that's one of the things that I want to get out there. And when a statement was put out by 3UP VA that hey, if you want to come here, we're going to take VCBL leave. We're not going to come kitted up and everything. There are some people who are like, yeah, that's most people were like, that's the way it should be. That's fantastic. But you did have a few people out there that basically spouted out and was like, hey, that shouldn't be the case. You're back of your cowards if you don't show up in your gear and whatnot.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to those people?
I think I'd already said it. You know what I mean? I've already said what I had to say to those types when they wanted to pop off at the mouth, and that's, pull up or shut up. But if you think that showing up with a bunch of gear is going to get the point across any other point other than, hey, let's fight, then you're wrong. That's essentially what you're doing. You're bringing a big stick out to the playground, and if you're not ready to swing it, you shouldn't have it out there.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to throw out there, or just look at the 2A Sanctuary movement. They were so effective by just showing up. Most of these individuals were just getting off work and running down to the meeting with their work clothes on. Some of them just with their regular everyday wear, everyday carry. And just that's how effective it's been. There was a couple of guys out there with their camos on, a couple of people open carrying their pistols, but just look at what we've done. Showing up has civilian supporting our civilian rights. It's effective. It's worked. The limelight has been on the civilians, not the battle rattle gears.
Yeah,
that's right. And let me just say, the 2A Sanctuary, all the meetings that took place, in my opinion, whether the motion passed or not, they were all a success. As in, you got all the people that, the left says are the most dangerous people out there, gun owners. Would you put them all in giant rooms with people that disagreed with them? There was no outbreak of violence. There was no outbreak of violence. There wasn't any of that. So whether the motion passed or not, I call that a success to the testament of Virginians' resolve. We can disagree, and we don't have to fight in the middle of the damn street, act like a ding dong.
Yeah.
I think every one of them was a success.
At the Loudon Board of Supervisors meeting, Phyllis Randall, who's the head of the board, wore a Moms Demand action button. Which, basically she said that she was not going to listen to anyone there, what they have to say. And people still spoke because people realized, even though that it probably wasn't going to pass, because you have people on the Loudon board like Ron Meyer, who's a scumbag Republican, who's an anti-gun scumbag Republican. Good riddance. I helped defeat him. He got one of the best drubbings in the world in the primaries. So go away. Yeah, this dude tells me, oh, when I asked him some questions, I was like, for my reader, he's like, oh, you don't have any readers. What are you, blah, blah, blah. I'm not taking the time to answer you, blah, 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 for your little blog. So I was like, okay. So I wrote the article. This was about a year ago. And guess what? He came back after it was shared 100,000 times on Facebook. 24 hours.
Your little blog. I mean, some people who have commented, well, John Crump's only got like a couple hundred followers. I'm like, yeah, but before his first channel was taken down, he had probably a couple 100,000.
Yeah. So this is my second channel. And plus, when I write, I'm a writer. I will say that I am a writer. But I also have the ability to share any of this stuff on AmmoLand. They'll run any of my podcasts on AmmoLand, which is, it's top 1,000 websites in the world. There's more AmmoLand.
Is that ammoland.com?
AmmoLand.com. Yeah, there's more AmmoLand
that
readers.
That little tiny website.
Yeah, the little tiny website that gets more hits than time.com. More hits than wired.com.
And also one of the most accurate websites I found out there. Matter of fact, before I really realized I knew who John Crump was, I read some of his articles, and I'm one of these people, or with the internet these days, you read an article, you're like, all right, so this is what he's saying, so let me go find out what the actual truth is, because it is a gun website, so they got to be leaning that way. Now, I've spent days researching articles from AmmoLand, and especially John. It's just, if you can prove them wrong, I'll give you $100.
Yeah.
And
if like MediaBiasFactCheck.org and everything else, if you look at my my rating on there, also University of Michigan, and some other websites, I have an A+ rating from all those sites. AmmoLand has like an A rating from all those sites for accuracy. AmmoLand actually gets more hits than Time Magazine. Time.com.
well,
So
I mean, would you?
Jackass,
Not a sponsor.
no readers. He's like, how many people read it? I was like, oh, a couple million. Didn't like that too much.
No.
Well, I
back
can't
on
read, so I wasn't one of them.
The 2A sanctuary. I mean, how many counties do we have in Virginia? Was it like 120 some?
120 some. Well, you got to remember the 97 sanctuaries we have. They're municipalities, so that also includes cities and towns.
Okay. So besides,
you said you sent me a map.
Yeah, I sent it to your or your gun owner's email address.
Like my gun owner.
Yeah. That, and I sent you another picture of something else. Gun registration.
Oh man, picture, man. Oh my god. Ugh.
No, see, there was a news blurb that went across social media where somebody said there's 300,000 registered firearms in Virginia, and that's what they based a lot of their numbers off of. And I found that list that they were talking about. Has a list of registered firearms and breakdown of what the firearms are per state.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm going to try to see if I can put this up anywhere.
And the reason I shared that was because that's the
right. I haven't looked at it, but pretty sure.
Yeah. There are a lot of the left agendas. They're saying, "Hey, these are all the firearms in Virginia." I can't remember if Virginia was 30,000 or 300,000. But first off, fairly certain that the gun registration or guns that are on that registration are machine guns. or Class 3 licensed firearms. That they're mandatory to be registered. So if they're basing their numbers off of things that are by the NFA from 1964, if I remember correctly, Act to be to be registered, and that's all that's registered, we're missing a lot.
Yeah, we are actually fighting the SBR being on the NFA right now in court, gun owners, I will say. Another thing that we are fighting with gun owners, which you guys might not know about, is the bump stock ban. And I don't want to be overly optimistic here, but I'm going to be overly I'm not going to be overly. I'm going to be very optimistic here. If you look at Rob Olson did some incredible. Damn it, I can't share. I lost ability to share. So if I wanted to share my screen, but in order to share it, I need to restart it. I don't want to do that. But Rob Olson. Oh, maybe I can. There he is. That's the gun ownership right there. But Rob Olson, who is
The lawyer
counsel for DOA, he did an amazing argument in front of up in Ohio, in front of the circuit court about bump stock. And if you read between the lines of what the people on the court was asking, including the liberal judges on the court, it looks like by just taking that, I would be incredibly surprised if a bump stock ban is not overturned.
All right, John, I got to say, you said that very nicely, professionally, and all. I'm going to say that the way we say it down here in Southwest Virginia. Rob Olson walked in that court and kicked ass. He just laid the hammer down, did not let up. And it was definitely a shock to a lot of the judges, I think. They were, I mean, when you had the facts on your side and when the movement was done illegally, what can you say? It was done illegally. Boom, bump stocks are now legal. Let's go. Quit stop holding up the line. We've got some other court cases to get pushed through here.
Yeah, it was one of the judges asked, well, if they make an accessory added to a firearm mixed in a machine gun, well, what happens if someone puts like a grip on it? Does that make it a machine gun too? Couldn't you do that if we let the stand? And the ATF, you can tell they didn't have a good time. And if you read like Trace and some of the anti-gun publications, they were all upset with the questioning. They are expecting that the bump stock ban will be overturned, and this is the antis are expecting that.
Then you have other Supreme Court cases that are hitting up there. Just like you mentioned earlier, John, you got the legislative branch, then you got the judicial branch. It's not I guess it's from what you said earlier, it's not illegal until you go to court about it. And what a lot of people don't realize, what my own city council don't realize, and I've told them over and over, is that these court cases are going through the process right now, and the way that they're going, what you're voting for to be passed in the state of Virginia, what they're voting to exceed in Roanoke City, you're going against the grain. The travel ban, New York, the magazine capacity in California, bump stock ban. I mean, those are three major cases going on by the end of the year. It just seems like they're all going
through OB next year, all of them.
Yeah, 2020 or 2021.
2020.
Yeah.
Probably spring 2020. The bump stock case will be decided. The New York case in the Supreme Court will be decided, and the magazine will be decided. Yeah, which means the fight's not over because they will be appealed. Right now, what I have up on the screen is the map of Virginia right now, and
so much green. Green County that you're seeing right there is a Second Amendment sanctuary county. Every single one of those counties that you're seeing, they had hundreds, if not thousands, of people show up to the board of supervisors and council. Every one of those counties, you are seeing that is green up there. These are all 2A supporters that united, all different groups. You got your skeet shooters, you got your hunters, you got your has the Roanoke City Democrats call us the 2A extremists. You got just your pistol shooters. You got all sorts of different groups, different races, different religious backgrounds, different sexuality. They have all come together in every single one of those green counties and ask their board of supervisors and city council, hey, we need you to write a resolution that says you are a 2A sanctuary. The governor Northern and his cronies are pushing anti-gun legislation in the state of Virginia. We don't support this. We need to send a wave, and that wave is green right there. And every time I see that map, I love it. It keeps getting greener and greener, except for my little pink county or pink city, Roanoke City. I'm not done here though. It's just going to keep going on and on.
Yeah, I'm from a pink city right up on top of the map on the very lot. Kermit Loves Bacon wants to know the number of gun owners per the total population. Did you, was that on the sheet? I believe it was. Give me 1 second. I think I actually have that information. Let's see here. Virginia.
Well, I mean, that's got to be an estimate. I don't know, given that we don't have registration or anything like that. I mean, this has got to be an estimate, maybe based off of concealed carry or firearm purchases.
Yeah, Virginia.
I've always assumed you go off of hunting license, get CHP license in the state of Virginia, and add a few extra percentage. That's what I've always assumed that their numbers are coming from, because I've looked and tried to figure out the best I could.
There's 308,000 firearms estimated in Virginia, and a population of like 7 million. So
that seems extremely low.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step away for just a minute. I turned my video off.
Yeah. Right now, Virginia has the 5th most number of firearms of any state.
Yeah, that they know of.
Yeah, they know of. Virginia doesn't have a gun registration.
Right.
So,
so that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's all kind of estimate, probably based off of firearm sales, new sales, and hunting license or CHPs. But like, I don't have a hunting license, and my CHP lapsed. So, and I don't buy new guns. So I'm one of those ones that you can't really account for.
Okay, I got more information about that number. There's 308,000 NFA weapons in Virginia, guns in Virginia.
That's fucking awesome.
308,000 NFA weapon, like guns. That's not guns. That's NFA guns in Virginia.
Those are the pews.
Yeah. Are you going to take those away?
John, for those that don't know what NFA weapons are, can you explain it to them, please?
National Firearms Act of 1934 basically made a registration for short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, suppressors, any other weapons, which would be stuff like like the Cebu shorty shotguns, or anything. Let's do video. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I mean, that's a good idea of doing some videos on how to do it. Yeah. So machine guns, basically. So 300. Yeah, 308,000 NFA guns.
So a lot of those numbers are actually probably from in museums too, probably to the public.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see here. Let me. I'm gonna put this back up here. Wrong one. I'm gonna put this back here.
Hey guys, I appreciate you having me on, but I got to step out.
All right, later, John. Thank you for coming on.
All right, keep it safe,
Hey,
brother.
thanks for
I'll see
having
you
me,
later.
guys. I love you guys, brothers.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look here. I'm gonna try to zoom in here if I can to Virginia. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, I figured you would love that list, so that's why I wanted to make sure I send it to you before I lost it again.
Oh, whoops. Ah,
What you do?
I don't know, man.
All right, so let's go over to the chat here on YouTube. Anybody else is here? Mr. Carl Hicks, I didn't even see you pop in there. Simpson, RD, Larry, thank you for coming in.
Let's see who else. What else do we have here? This is awesome.
Short barrel rifle, I saw that pop up.
It's right here. There's 34,000 machine guns in Virginia.
Only 34,000?
Yeah. So 34,000 machine guns in Virginia. 201,000, almost 202 destructive devices, like grenades and stuff. Awesome.
All right, so in other words, to my best of my ability, I probably know, I'm going to guess somewhere around 5,000 firearm owners, and I know only probably about 5, if that, I'm not even sure if that's a solid number, 5 individuals that have NFA items. So if
items.
Huh?
I have lots of NFA items.
Yeah, you were one of those 5, John.
Russ?
So roughly 1 out of 1,000 gun owners that I know and I've shot with personally. So there's other 999 firearms. So what's the total number there? Let's say times that by 99 or 999.
We have in Virginia, we have 10% of every gun that is on the National Firearms Act, basically.
And they wonder why the state of Virginia went straight to a sanctuary in majority of the county, a mass majority of the counties.
Yeah. So, Mayor Cowboy, that might be good. Cowboy, you gonna run for mayor in Norfolk?
All right, now.
No. Sorry.
Those that don't know, Carl is a friend of mine personally. I've known him and worked with him. He keeps telling me I need to run for the mayor of Roanoke City. That's not going to happen. So, Carlene, no, I'm not running for mayor. I'm not running for council. I am going to support Maynard Keller. He's the Jewish individual I spoke of earlier. From what I understand, he could be running for council, and I'm going to give him absolutely everything I got in support.
Yeah, I would love to write an article about that guy.
I will get you in contact with him, John.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I got tons of freaking work to do.
Yeah, every time I think, all right, so I just got to do this, and I can sort of step back into my little hermit life. Everything's great and grand. No, it's another part of the 2A sanctuary movement. All these no votes. Everybody in that county, everybody in that city now knows that they're against civil rights. They're against the Constitution. So that is going to be a movement against getting all these individuals out of here. Here in Roanoke City, there's such a uproar and an uproar about the city council. And turns out like last night, we had to sit there for over 2 hours before other items on the agenda got were talked about and discussed. While watching these other agendas, like there was the something about a cemetery or something about a group, Fifth Avenue group, trying to get their property back. The city just sat there and ignored them. Then I started looking at the other agenda items where in Roanoke City, it seems like the council has their own agenda. They're not listening to the people. You have these huge groups, 5, 10, 100 people coming, and the council's just doing what they want. That has upset, and that is now really public here in Roanoke City, and that's starting a wave with the GOP and trying to get a balance in there, try to get more individuals in there that will listen to the people, listen to the constituents. One of the speakers last night, Mr. Jeffrey, he straight said, your job is to listen to the people and do what you can on the local level, but you also need to take these issues that these people are talking about and take them to Richmond. You are a representative of these people. Again, he was not a firearm owner. In fact, he came out and said firearms scare the heck out of him. I couldn't get in contact with him yet. I am trying to introduce him to the 2A movement, introduce them to the 2A family. That's one thing that a lot of people don't realize. Yes, that one person over there, they might be 100% against what you're saying on one topic, but if you turn around and talk about this subject, they might be more open-minded. Gun owners have been consistently demonized across the board for over decades, and we have just sat in our homes and just sort of shrugged it off. I don't care about this law because it doesn't affect me. I don't care about that law. It doesn't affect me. Oh, this law affects me, but nobody's doing anything about it. The 2A sanctions.
I see G-Web's out there. I just got your invite. I probably would jump on after this. But yeah, it's going to be definitely interesting for people like John Voorhees asking, how do you start a second? How do you start? He wants us to do a video on how to start 2A sanctuary movements. But give us a little quick thing. How would you recommend that we start? That he starts?
All right, the first thing is a grassroots movement. That means you're starting at the very bottom. You're starting at the base. So that means you're starting with your local government. All right, and by that, here in the state of Virginia, the counties are called Board of Supervisors. The cities, they're called city councils. From up in Connecticut, if I remember right, there are townships up there, and there's different terminology. But basically, at the local level, there is a board or a group of elected officials that makes decisions and for that municipality. So what you do is you get 4, 5, 10 people together, get with your local gun group, your state gun group, and just concentrate on one county at a time. When I say concentrate, what you want to do is get all the council or elected officials' email addresses, the sheriffs, the city manager, whatever their titles are, they might differ per state, and email them. We would like to become a 2A sanctuary because we're seeing we're seeing unconstitutional gun laws consistently proposed across the country. You can word it however you want. I do have a couple of templates that have already been passed in multiple states and a lot of counties here in Virginia. If you want, get on my public page, Facebook, A-Cowboy. You see my smiling face in front of the Capitol building, and I can send you a list of everything. So contact your board of supervisors or your local elected official, email them. And what you want to do is get it on the agenda for the next public speaking meeting. Most counties, they meet twice a month at minimum. And I will try and go for a later one so everyone's off work. Contact your local elected official, get it on the agenda, and then rally everybody. Get as many people as you can. If you only get 10 people there, well, that's the amount of people that these board of supervisors, these elected local officials are used to seeing, a crowd of 10 to 20 people. If you get 100 there, I would probably say majority of the elected local officials have never seen a crowd of 100 people come to support one movement. So that's what's been really beneficial when 3, 4, 5, 800, 1,000, 2,000 people show up on one agenda item. So in our state anyway, once they accept to write a resolution, so the first meeting they're going to say, okay, we're going to look into this. And then you would have to, so they'll send it off to the manager and if the attorney to write something up, make it all legal, then it'll come back for a second vote. That second vote is where it becomes official. So a lot of times, throughout Virginia, you'll hear the same county 3 times. Hey, they went to a sanctuary. Then a couple weeks later, hey, they went to a sanctuary. Then a couple weeks later, hey, they went to a sanctuary. That's because they would have 3 different meetings that they approached the council and asked them to come to a sanctuary. Then the second meeting, they had a vote to they officially put it on the agenda, and they had a vote to become to a sanctuary to send it off to the attorney. But then the third meeting was the final vote, where yes, we are to a sanctuary. So contact the local official, email them, get it on the agenda. They'll vote on it, and then come back for another vote. 5 steps. It sounds so simple because it is.
Yep. And that's all we have for today. Cowboy, anything before we go?
No, I'm sure you got a long list of what do you call them? Things to list off.
A long list of things to list. Okay.
Yeah. votersamerica.org, SASO, you got Black Swan Media Group, and then you got yada yada. I can almost say it.
I'll take it. I'll take it from here, man. All right. People out there, like, comment, subscribe. Your comments, your thumbs up really helps the channel grow, and I can grow it back to what it was before the for dangerous information. Sharing your rights. If you want to support me, you can support me on patreon.com/John Crump. Everyone who supports me by the end of the month, even for $1, I'm just going to get a patch. Awesome little PVC patch. They're freaking awesome. And one person's going to get a shirt, a free shirt for anywhere on Black Swan Media. So go ahead and do that. But if you want to just do like a one-time donation, you can do that too at paypal.me/JohnCC. It's kind of like Super Chat, but without the crap. Popcorn, crumpy.com/scout. That should be almost over. So, in fact, I'm going to kill that. Be the last time you see that ever, because it's gone. Check out Black Swan Tactical. Shirts, hats, patches, everything. Really helps support the channel, which you can always join the conversation if you're watching it on one of the other platforms like Facebook or whatnot. YouTube.com/John Crump 2. There's going to be a video from producer Matt that's Cowboy tomorrow. Join the GOA. Join for 25% off. So you can join for $15 for 1 year. It's awesome. Gunowners.org/Black-Swan-Media. I'm going to be giving away a free member the Friday or Saturday show for Christmas special. And if you want to know more information about Second Amendment sanctuaries, you want to pull down a copy of an ordinance that you can supply your board of supervisors with, or a petition to get it actually on the agenda, gunownersaction.org/SASO. Yes. And that is it. And the whole country is watching my state of Virginia. So, Matt, you are the man. You are the man. Let's put him up here with his gun save lives sticker. I don't have any of those, man. I gotta get a bunch.
It's
do you want to make a really quick announcement? I can announce one of the guests at Gunathon. This coming up April 25th. The official launch of the Gunathon campaign is going to be on January 15th. But I will let you guys, if you watch to the end of the stream, I'm going to let you guys know the man, Dick Heller, is going to be at Gunathon.
Dick Heller versus DC, one of the most prominent cases that a lot of are giving a lot of our gun rights right back to us.
Yeah, Dick is going to be at Gunathon, and there's another big surprise coming up. There's lots of Gunathon stuff coming up, and we will see you
in Gunathon.
Gunathon.com. Gun-a-thon. G-A-T, not G-A, sorry, Gunathon.com.
And that is going to be a full automatic shoot up in Silver Eagle, I believe it is.
Silver Eagle Group. I mean, not everyone's going to be doing full automatics, but there's going to be a lot of...
Yeah, a lot of your more prominent YouTubers are going to be there. A lot of public speakers like Mr. Crump was just talking about will be there. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a lot of people to meet. And the proceeds are all going to GOA, who has, in my opinion, been one of the most prominent forces in the United States of America in getting our gun rights back to us. They're a network of lawyers and doing a fantastic job.
Yep. Awesome. Well, not lawyers, lobbyists, activists. It's a group effort, and it's grassroots. I mean, we have a lot of members out there that are members of GOA. I cannot say enough about GOA. I love GOA. And that's it. And everyone out there, enjoy your big igloo.
Yep.
Gotta love the big igloo, right?
Fireside Chats with John Crump, a Black Swan Media Group production. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tune in every week for a conversation with the difference makers in the world.